Everyone, testing. Make sure we're all here. Can we hear everyone? Are we all good?
Yes, my dear. Everything is fine.
I know there was no music this week. Again, I don't know where Venno is. He's decided to disappear, but we'll roll on the show. Well, welcome everyone. This is the 10th installment of Mooncast, and we're trying something new. We've been trialing now for the last 2 or 3 weeks, just how we kind of want to proceed with the show. And well, today is that day where we're moving on to try something else. And we're trying to turn it into more of a podcast. So hopefully the show will go as planned and we will learn some interesting new things that's been happening. I'm the Safemoon educator. Been educating now for, well, near enough 6 months myself. So we're going to try and see if we can shed some light on a different area of Safemoon. The gentleman here, Hatem and Petrie. So if you guys want to introduce yourself and just explain who you are and what you've done for Safemoon, and then we'll kind of roll into some questions and just learn a little bit more about what you've been getting on and what you've been doing.
Sure. So, Cats, first of all, thanks for having us. We appreciate the opportunity. My name is Patrick. My actual name is Tony. So for Safement, I am a full stack developer. I have background in many programming languages, but right now my assignment for Safement, I guess you could say, is to manage and work on Mooncraft.
So my name is Hatem. I always lurk around in the Safemoon chat. So my background is actually in mechanical engineering, and I help Pat set up our little Mooncraft server.
Little server.
Yeah,
for now.
So I suppose let's break it down from the very beginning and let's just get an understanding of what is Mooncraft. What is it?
So right now, at its core, Mooncraft is a Minecraft server network, right? So in the traditional sense of Minecraft servers, you'll log in and you'll see other players, go punch some trees and and explore some caves, right? We've kind of done that, but it's amped up a little bit, I guess you could say. So Mooncraft, on the contrary, when you log in, you're greeted by several NPCs in a hub area. From there, you can choose many different game modes. So we have game modes such as Prison and Bed Wars and Skyblock and some arcade game modes right now. It's not your traditional Minecraft experience, I guess you could say.
Okay, so let's break this down. So did the team approach you, or did you approach the team to create a Safemoon Minecraft server? How did that first start out?
So I was approached by an old friend of mine. I knew Hank for many years. We've been friends for a long time, and we've worked together as well. He knew about my ability to run a server and my past experiences and things of that nature. And we got to talking. I was actually already working on a Minecraft server of my own, just kind of exploring the scene, learning the ins and outs, and planning for my own server network. And this kind of came across at a good time. He approached myself, and I believe Hayden was approached in a similar manner, correct?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of a bit different. So I remember when I was first in the Safemoon community, and I heard Hank say, "Oh, we're gonna have a Minecraft server in the future." So I was like, "Oh, that's something I could do for the Safemoon community, you know." So I started building one, and I would send Hank updates. Most of the time, Hank would ignore my messages, but then he actually saw progress, and he was like, "Okay, you know what? Let's actually get you on board." And that's how he connected me with Pat, and started working on Pat's server and making Mooncraft.
Awesome. So currently, you were set to launch this server a couple of months back,
Right.
and things happened. Things changed. So what actually happened?
So I'll take it. I'd like to phrase it as more of an opportunity. So the structure, I guess, of our hierarchy as it stands now, I'm in control of Mooncraft, right? And then we have of course developers and we have managers. We have two managers. Adam is one, and there's another, Jacob, goes by Zuby. I met Jacob just exploring the Minecraft community, doing research and things of that nature. And Jacob was working on a Skyblock server that was really second to none. And by none, I mean none. It's really great work that he's put together. So when we came across Jacob and the work he had done, it kind of fit perfectly with what Mooncraft was trying to accomplish. So we were able to work out through many negotiations. We worked out a deal with Jacob and brought him on board as well as his developer, and that allowed us to provide a much better experience on Mooncraft in general. So with that, we were able to take the extra time and also improve upon our other servers as well. When we initially had our planned launch, we probably would have been able to support 1,000 to 2,000 players, which that's a lot of players as far as Minecraft servers go. But we wanted to do more. We wanted to be prepared for more. We want to compete on a scale that most servers can't. We want to be in the top 1%. So what we've done is we were able to replicate all of our other game modes across multiple servers. So, for instance, if Cats, you log into our server, I could be logged into the same server doing the same thing, but we wouldn't technically see each other because we're on separate servers. So this allows us to have an infinite player cap as long as we have the server support. So it's really allowed us to make Mooncraft a more professional and better all-around Minecraft server.
Okay. So you mentioned there about initially establishing a maximum of 1 to 2,000.
Correct.
I know that Hypixel is probably the biggest or one of the top, say, 3, and they can establish around a 50,000 player to 75,000 player mark. Where are we?
Hypixel actually is frequently above 100,000 players right now. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been trying to refrain from using the dreaded H word. It's no secret that a lot of what we're trying to do is groundwork that Hypixel has put down, right? As far as a Starfruit server, right? Our Skyblock is similar in the nature that it has a lot of RPG elements, right? So you can log in and do quests, talk to NPCs, kill custom mobs, things of that nature. But they've set the groundwork, so we know it works. What Hypixel does not have is a prison server, and we have 2. So prison is a server type where you can basically log in and you endlessly mine. You break blocks, you make money, and you move on to the next one, make more money, and mine more blocks. So what we've been able to do is replicate those servers as well to a sort of seamless experience, and we're super excited about that. In addition, Hypixel's second largest game mode is Bed Wars. In the past 2 months, I tasked my developers with creating Bed Wars, and they wrote it from the ground up. I believe we're currently sitting at 15,000 lines of codes. Last time I checked. So
just for that one game mode?
Just that one game mode, yes.
The core of
15,000
it,
lines
yeah.
of code. Yeah. Yep. So Bed Wars is a probably the game mode I'm most excited about, but um, basically it's a team or solo PvP mini game. So you spawn onto an island. There's a bed there, and as long as your bed is still there, you will respawn. If an enemy kill or destroys your bed, you will no longer respawn, and you're out. You're eliminated. It's a really interesting and fun game mode with a ton of mechanics. And our Bed Wars game mode actually just went through 2 rounds of internal beta testing. We invited all of our moderators on, and they were able to play a couple games with us. I was able to. Oh, look, Wobbs is in the chat. Wobbs was able to kill my bed a couple times, but it was good. We're really at a point to where we're getting ready to open beta that. Speaking of, oh, there's Garrett as well. Speaking of beta, we've had our OG prison server Alcatraz in open beta for about a month now. We believe it to be mostly bug free. That server is good to go, and a lot of people have been enjoying it. Hadam has been working on our other prison server called Azkaban, which is an OP prison server. Hadam, you want to talk a little bit about Azkaban and what it has to offer? That's really like your baby.
Yeah, okay, sure. So usually players like a classic type of game mode, something they're always used to, and that's why we made the first one Alcatraz. But then we decided to take have a little twist on prison. So other than the fact that it's an OP game mode, as in players progress quickly, it's for people that don't have the patience for classic Skyblock where you grind for hours. Here you can like rank up through mines quickly, and at the same time we added, let's say, a Skyrim element to it. So you have a full story from when you first join the prison all the way until you reach the last rank. And then I don't want to like spoil a lot, but then after that there's like side quests that you can do and a completely different story, and that we're relating that story to Safemoon a bit, a bit of Papa and John, and yeah, and there's not a single like normal Minecraft item in the entire server. So from the second you join until you beat the entire game, your inventory will not get a single normal item. Everything in there is fully custom blocks, custom NPCs. We even have custom mobs with different skills and abilities. And yeah, I think the easiest thing to compare it to is the Skyrim game, if anyone played it. Yeah.
All right. So I do see some questions in chat about why Minecraft. How does Minecraft help Safemoon? We probably could have touched on that earlier, but so let's talk about that from a programming standpoint. Eventually, we want use cases for Safemoon, right? We want Safemoon to be used in commerce and in trade, and if you need to send your grandmother $100 for whatever, right? So what this allows us to do is to be able to test technologies and integrate Safemoon with Minecraft. And Minecraft is a perfect opportunity or I guess an environment to test this sort of thing because of the way Minecraft is programmed. It's very open. It allows developers like myself and my team to integrate anything we want into it. So it's in the plans to be able to quote unquote deposit your Safemoon into a virtual wallet within Mooncraft. And then with that virtual wallet, you'll be able to trade with players. You'll be able to purchase things from the donation store. You'll be able to basically use Safemoon as a currency within the game. So that's why Mooncraft is such a huge undertaking and such a large opportunity for Safemoon in general.
Okay. So you're creating daily volume through the likes of, like, you've used that example there where, grandma could send their grandchild, for Christmas $100, but instead they could do it through Safemoon, which they've automatically earned from reflections anyway. And now Timmy is now buying keys Is there
Sure,
anything
yeah.
else beyond that?
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
it just keys, or what are we buying with our Safemoon once we're in there?
yeah, so in Mooncraft, I mean, you can buy anything you want with SafeMoon once it's implemented. I mean, even if some player has a cool sword that you want, right? You make him an offer for how much SafeMoon you want to give him, and you know, there will be economies created just like any other games, right? Items will have prices and things like that. Just like I don't know if anyone's played RuneScape or any other MMORPG, right? World of Warcraft. Economies are created, and instead of it being gold or gold pieces or whatever, one of the currencies that you can use will be SafeMoon to use internally.
Okay. So you've mentioned swords, cool swords, that sort of thing. And I always say that I don't know if anyone else has seen the Simpsons episode with Bart Simpson and the Black Knight. But let's say I wanted that armor that Bart Simpson has, and I want to buy that. Does that lead on to NFTs? I'm just curious if you can answer that one.
So I genuinely cannot answer that one, but yes. Yes, I can't go into specifics, but NFTs are in the works. I've done my own fair share of testing. Everything is possible. You just need to put the work in. So yes, NFTs are coming to Mooncraft.
It's a
Soon
part of
TM.
it. Okay.
Correct. It will be a part. It will be an aspect of the gameplay.
That's huge. That is
Yes,
huge.
yes.
Damn. So, okay, that's got me excited in general straight away. I am a OP prison player myself. On MC prisons, so I'll be interested to see what you guys have done with Azkaban. How, in the grand scheme of things, or how long do you think everything will take to be ready? And I'm not talking about the sort of integration of SafeMoon, but just the server running, everyone can play it, and everyone's having a good old time.
So we don't have a specific launch date, right? So like I discussed, we've done some internal beta testing on Bed Wars as well as Prison, and then our last game mode that we lack is Starfruit. We have not started the internal beta testing of Starfruit yet. It should be coming in the next week or two. Our internal testing, right? So from there, I would say it's safe to bet about a month until we have time to clean up all the bugs, do our final tweaking and everything like that. So don't strap me to a chair, but 6 to 8 weeks, something like that.
Okay, so we're potentially getting 2 Christmas presents this year from
That,
SafeMoon.
that sounds like the plan. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's awesome. Just jumping back, because some people are still asking, is maximum capacity, because we didn't get a number. What are we aiming for? How big are we aiming?
So our quote unquote marketing plan at this point, because we're launching at a scale that we are, we're not wanting to overwhelm it either, right? It has to be a gradual growth. We all know what happens when a massive game launches and it's getting millions of requests, the servers crash, it's never anything good. So sort of my plans of what we've worked out is that we'd like to release to the Safemoon community first. And there's a couple reasons for this. First of all, right, community, community first, that sort of thing. But the bigger thing is a large portion of Safemoon's community is not Minecraft players, right? So what that allows us to do is advertise it to millions of people, and even if 10% of the people do play Minecraft and come try it out, that's still a solid number. So once that happens and we see how the network holds, if we need to do any scaling, then we can ramp up to larger Minecraft scene advertising, right? So a conservative number, I'd like to target 10,000 people on launch, something like that.
Yeah, I think so too. our servers can handle that. Yeah.
Okay, so server capacity is handling 10K right now. Is what you're aiming
On
for
launch. Yeah.
on launch. Yeah.
on launch. Yep. So because of the way we've created everything, we're able to purchase a new dedicated server, throw everything on it, integrate it with our network, and we could deploy new servers in under 60 minutes. If say our capacity is full, players can't log in, we need more servers. In under an hour, we could have new servers live and ready for players to connect. So it's very much like it's like if we have a large console, right, with tons of dials on it, we just kind of have to see where the players are going to go, what servers need more capacity, right? That's sort of the issue with launching a huge new game and not knowing where people are going to go. We could have 100 Bed Wars servers and only 2 prison servers, but yet all the players choose prison, and then we're like, oh shoot, we need to scale this up and scale this down. So instead, we're starting everything mid-sized, and we'll scale up what we need to.
Awesome. That's good to hear, because if you've ever, in the last 2 weeks, played New World, sitting there for 6-hour login queues is not something that any player wants to go through. So having the option to straight up just log in and, okay, it takes you 60 minutes. 60 minutes is better than some of these companies taking 2 weeks to get things sorted. So that's huge in itself. Questions from the community. If you are listening, guys, and you want to ask questions about Mooncast or in general, or what you want to know, leave them in the chat. I will, towards the end, sort of let 1 or 2 people come up and ask their questions specifically about Mooncraft. And then once we've wrapped sort of the Mooncast side of things up, we'll then jump into sort of the mod after show style, and I'll answer some of the Safemoon related questions. So
also, Kat, for the people asking about like how to join or like those related questions, I'm gonna post a link right now. This is a little wiki that I've been working on, and I keep updating it every time we add a new game mode. And it's basically gonna be like your 101 Mooncraft for anything that we like release in the future or we currently release, even if you're new to Minecraft or So it's a little something to help all the new people to Minecraft and Mooncraft.
Awesome. Right, what questions have we got? Okay, so it is one of the goals of the game for players to be able to develop weapons, armors, equipment, level up, and be able to sell those advanced items or profiles to other players for Safemoon. For example, build up a leveled armor player and then sell that player to someone that would want to start a higher level at the beginning. Oh, we have lost Petrie. Hang on, let's see if we can get him back.
Oh, yeah, Pat's internet isn't very stable, so
I don't know if you could answer that one while we wait for him to come back.
sorry, I was not focused because I thought Pat was gonna take that. What was the question again? I was looking in like chats. Yeah,
that's all right. So it's basically, the question is in terms of the progression for a player, is one of the goals for a player to be able to level up all the different aspects of a MMO player, where it's weapons, armors, levels, all of that, and be able to sell that through the likes for, in some ways, could be considered profit, or you could just look to buy those. That's the sort of aspect we're looking for?
yeah. So like Pat told you, we have 2 like MMO style game modes, which are Starfruit and Azkaban, the OP prison. So on there you can progress, you can get better items, and then you can use those items, like Pat said, like a custom sword or something, and you can sell those for either in-game money, or once we implement Safemoon, you can trade with players for Safemoon. So in a way, create your own, I'm doing quotation marks, NFTs. And another example of things that you could like sell which are not MMO related, for example, we have our creative server. It's a server where we have little plots for every single person. They have unlimited resources to build whatever like goes through their head, and then you can sell that plot to other players. Like, for example, you build something that someone else thinks is like extraordinary, then you can like go and sell it to him. Obviously, there's no official selling mechanism, but you could like make an offer to a player for his plot, and he can pay you in Safemoon in game. And yeah, and I'll talk to Pat, and I'm sure. Oh, Pat is back, and I'm sure like when we reach the point of implementing Safemoon, we will take into consideration security and make sure people can't be scammed in terms of Safemoons, because at the end of the day, that's real money.
Okay. So when we talk about the wallets, do we have an idea of how it's all going to work? Is it going to be client based or would it be website based?
I
How are
hope
we
Pat
thinking?
is here because yeah.
So the wallet, it's going to have to be a combination of both, just for security's sake. So the way we've sort of planned it out, when you're in game, you'll run a command and it'll give you a special link to the website. And this link will basically just have your Minecraft UUID in it. And then you'll be able to send Safemoon to a wallet that it gives you on the website. And then once that transaction is confirmed, it'll be directly deposited into your virtual wallet within the game. You can check your wallet balance at any time in game, but also I've been working on player profiles. So basically, you can see any stats of players. How many times they've played Bed Wars, how many blocks they've been in prison, etc. And one of those stats viewable on the website will be wallet balance.
Awesome. So are we able to withdraw at any point,
Absolutely.
or you are? Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
Making sure.
okay, that's a pretty important part, right? So the biggest question I've been asked about Safemoon integration into Mooncraft is, can I make Safemoon by playing Minecraft? And the answer is overwhelmingly yes. So if anyone out there is familiar with how a lot of free to play or premium paid games work, like RuneScape or World of Warcraft again. So RuneScape has bonds where you can buy them for in-game currency and use them for membership. Same with World of Warcraft, they have a similar system. So what you could do is play Minecraft, right? If you put in a lot of hours and grind to get this, quote unquote rare pickaxe, and then sell it to a player for Safemoon, you have just made Safemoon, right? And then you can withdraw that Safemoon at any time into your Trust Wallet, MetaMask, whatever you're using.
Damn. So in theory, people, if they really wanted to know life, it could turn it into a full-time job.
Right. So what we've essentially done, right? A lot of games will ban you or punish you or whatever for real world trade, where Mooncraft, we encourage it, right? As long as it's with Safemoon. we don't want people, taking PayPal for stuff, and doing stuff like that. But we basically encourage real world trading on Mooncraft.
Wow. Okay. Someone said kids stop studying and start playing Mooncraft. Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw a question in chat. Safemoon Wallet, of course. Yes. I'm sorry. It's still such a new product. You can withdraw Safemoon to any wallet.
Sweet. So I don't know if you would have this up in discussions as of yet, but with V2 on the way with the 2% transfer fee, is that going to be occurring when we transfer to your wallet? I'm assuming that's obviously going to be a 2%, or is the discussions to try and make that 0 because it's your product? I don't know. I'm just asking out that one.
So we're not in a place to say yet, because the V2 discussion obviously starts at a higher level, right?
Yeah.
As far as the tokenomics and everything goes, Mooncraft is more or less an afterthought in that regard. So when we get to a further stage as far as how V2 will work, we will make a determination. We've discussed a lot of different scenarios, I guess you could say. We talked about only putting fees on deposits and withdrawals. We've talked about putting fees on in-game transactions, but not deposits and withdrawals. We're just trying to find the way to make the volume, what we want it to be, but also not have the fees so high to where players won't want to transact in game. Because if you have to pay a 10% fee in game, it doesn't make sense. So we're trying to figure that out still. But again, that's a very minor detail. That's literally the change of one number, and and we're ready to roll. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So, in terms of progression plan, obviously we've mentioned sort of the sneak introduction to NFTs. We've got obviously being able to control and move and transact with players with Safemoon. Is there anything else that you can tease or share with us that what is going to be coming for the bigger picture of Safemoon? Like, what's the bigger picture for Mooncraft, and where do you see sort of the end goal? Now, I know we're always looking to innovate, but when do you feel like you would be satisfied and you've hit?
So my satisfaction, I guess you could say, is not from Mooncraft, right? Um, as the core team has said several times, Mooncraft is a test bed, right? So I'm excited to where we will take Safemoon after Mooncraft. What this allows us to all learn and understand how people will use Safement in game. So then we can translate it to other games as well. That's what I'm most excited about. How we're going to be able to move into other games and other environments. I think that's going to be awesome.
Okay. So
Also, a little thing. So I've been reading like in chat, and to give like a rough idea, I'm gonna compare it to the biggest server out there because, as you guys know, with Safemoon, our aim is always, to be the best. So the biggest server right now, in a month, they make between 1.5 to 2 million US dollars, and that's just through transactions through their store. Now imagine the amount of transaction that will be in game between players, other than transactions with store, once we reach to that level. For people like calling it a little child's game, and yeah, it has a lot of potential.
okay, so
So we
hang on
don't
a minute.
press with a little chill.
So that just prompted a question from me then, is the transactions that are happening, is that going to incur tokenomics and burn and everything else in between? Or is it goes to essentially the Mooncraft bank account where everything's
No.
held and locked away?
Right. So no matter again that the exact fees on how everything's going to work is still up in the air,
Yep.
but there will be no Mooncraft wallet, right? If we collect any burn or reflections, it will not be solely Mooncraft. It will benefit the entire ecosystem.
Okay, so Jimmy trading to Dave his 1 of 1 epic sword for 1 billion Safemoon. Does that incur any tokenomics whatsoever, or is it all internal transactions of the game?
Yes, it will affect tokenomics outside the blockchain. 60-year-old Darlene, who's just holding Safement at her grandson center, will receive reflections from transactions that happen on Mooncraft.
Right. Okay. So that figure that Hatton's just come up with, the $1.2 million worth of transactions just on keys, I'm assuming, and crates and stuff like that. And then you now contribute into that ecosystem of the internal game structure and transactions. That's
Exactly.
a lot of
Well, we
volume
don't make
very
that
quickly.
1.5 million yet, but that's the
No,
goal.
but that's the bigger picture, isn't it? Is you're looking at this numbers now, and we are, as a community, we want to reach those levels. So to reach that 1.2 million, $1 million worth of volume, and then on top of that, the internal transactions between players could be tenfold,
Exactly.
hypothetically. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, that's huge.
Right. So that 1.5 to 2 million, that's just store transactions. That does not include any in-game transactions, right? Because no other game allows real-world trading. So we don't really know how much, but we know it's much more, but we don't know how many times more. More volume will come from just peer-to-peer trading.
That's actually blowing my mind to now trying to just do quick mental math on that. That's insane.
Right. And then here's a whole another outlook for you as well. The Minecraft community is a huge untapped audience as well as far as crypto in general goes. A lot of people may look at Mooncraft and say, "Oh, Minecraft, it's a little kid's game." However, I'm creeping up on 29 years old. I have a couple kids, right? I'm a very normal adult male, I guess you could say. And but still, I enjoy playing Minecraft from time to time with my friends. And there's a ton of people like me out there. So if we get thousands of people on Mooncraft, not from the Minecraft community, not from the Safemoon community, but from the Minecraft community, that's only adding more exposure to Safemoon in general.
Wow. Yeah. I'm
That's a
literally
bring
sitting
on
here.
volume from new users, not just Safemoon users that are already have. Like the volume we currently have is mostly from Safemoon users that already exist or know about Safemoon. This brings up like a whole different community of people that probably have never even heard of Safemoon.
Yeah, because I think you mentioned in the comments when reading through is that the average user is 23 years old. Is that right?
Average age is 23 years old in Minecraft.
Wow.
Our entire moderation team is above 18 too, so shows you. I don't even think we have anyone under the age of, I want to say 15 or 16 on our server, from all the beta players and testers.
Okay. Okay. So let's now jump into the sort of structure of the server. Now, a lot of servers come with ranks. A lot of servers come with sort of levels and stuff. How are your ranks gonna work? Are they pretty much the server quality in terms of obviously admin, moderator, all the standard stuff, but any sort of additional ones are like limited edition 1 of 1 titles, stuff like that? Are we thinking like the lines of that, or sort of the standard that we've got today, which is across all the other servers?
Right. So you mentioned titles. Without giving too much away, yes, there will be titles and eventually limited run titles as well. That's something that we've discussed internally many times. Now, of course, there is paid ranks, just like any other servers. The server hosting bill needs to cover itself, right? As we mentioned, the tokenomics will not go to Mooncraft. The tokenomics will go to Safemoon, but Safemoon still has to pay for our server hosting. So yeah, there's we have 5 ranks, and we've kind of themed them as stock or trading names, right? So you have paper hands, holder, investor, trader, and then the top rank is diamond hands. They range anywhere from $10 to $200, and they just give you they give you little perks in the game and a cool little title and stuff like that. But it's purely just to pay the server costs.
Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty much everything that I say you could share right now without going too crypto involved, because I don't want to shine away from the Mooncraft itself and what you are trying to do. So is there anything else that you would want to share, let the community know, just to give them a bit of an update of when things can be expected? Just anything really that you would want to wrap up with everything that you've got going on.
Well, the biggest thing I'd like to, I'd like to, I guess, kind of discuss is the conceptions of Minecraft in general. Give it a try. Join our Discord, talk to the people in there, and give it a shot. If you don't like it, no big deal. Another thing is, I have a lot of questions for people who aren't familiar with Minecraft. Maybe their kids play on Xbox or PlayStation or Switch or whatever. But to make it very, very clear, and something we need to do a better job of discussing with the community, is that you must play on either PC or Mac, and it has to be Minecraft Java Edition. The reasoning for this is, with Java Edition, that's the more open version that we're able to integrate Safement with. So there is some limitations with Bedrock. Bedrock Edition being all the other platforms like your consoles and your phones and all of that. We're aware that there is some integrations, some software that we could run to allow Bedrock players to connect. However, they're not written by us. We can't be sure of their stability or how well they're written. So as we progress and after launch, we may entertain the idea of writing our own Bedrock integration so that those players could connect, but it's not at the top of our priority list.
Sure. So that's the future integration. Yep. Awesome. So if you guys have got any questions or anything that you want to ask or ask the devs or the mods, head over to the Mooncraft Discord. If you want to post that in the chat and we'll get that pinned. Join, have a look, just try. It's not something that you're forced to do. This is just, as mentioned, it is a entry-level test bed for the technologies that the team are building. So
right.
just
right
because
now we are right now it is a very much a beta process. So right now you do have access to the OG prison server, Alcatraz, and you have access to creative and kit PvP. Those are the only 3 servers you can play right now.
or as you mentioned, within, we'll call it 2 months, hopefully towards the end of Christmas, then beginning of the year, all those game modes should be out, correct? Hopefully.
Correct. That's the plan.
That's the plan. Awesome. Sweet. Well, like I said, if you guys have got any other questions for the guys over on Mooncraft, go and ask them on their Discord. I'm sure they'll be willing to sort of answer any questions you may have. And I can't wait to see where not only the server goes, but where you take this technology, because you've hinted at some massive entry points, which is technically considered an untapped market. How much does Riot earn on skins? How much does Fortnite earn on skins? And these are markets that could potentially be integrated. Doesn't mean that they're going to, but that is just the entry level point of what you guys can do. So yeah, if you guys got any other questions or want to let the community know, now's the time to do it.
Perfect. Thanks for having us, Cats. We appreciate it.
No problem. Like I said, we're on it. We do this every Sunday. So as you guys develop more and more things and you want to jump on and share the advancements of where you guys are at, we're more than welcome to have.
Perfect.
Well, thank you, Petrie. Thank you, Hatton. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you all have a good one.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. Right, guys. So that was Mooncraft. That was a breakdown of where the team are at right now. There's a lot still to come. There's a lot more to be developed, and it is just opened the doors for huge progression for just their technologies that they're building. Now, the show's not over. I am going to let some of the guys come up from the community, that you are listening. I will answer some Safemoon related questions. I guarantee now the question is that iOS is released. Where is V2? I don't know. It's on its way. When the team are ready, they'll launch. There's still things to work out, but hey ho. We will open the doors. I'll answer some questions, and we'll just sort of do a mod after show community talk. So those should be open now. So if you want to come up.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Awesome. All right, this is Aries. I'm in Utah. So I got 2 questions here. Question number 1 is about the blockchain that Safemoon is going to create. Do we know how many transactions per second we'll have on that blockchain or will be capable of?
As many as possible is what I believe they're aiming for. It's whatever they physically can do. But the number was 3,000 at the exact same time. I can't remember the exact phrasing, but it was 3,000. What was the wording? Poppy used a specific wording. It was 3,000, not a second. Simultaneously, 3,000 simultaneously, was it? I think it was. Yeah, around about 3,000 simultaneously. And they're shooting for more.
Question number 2 is the blockchain going to be built on the backbone of another network? Like, let's say, on the backbone of Avalanche or, Ethereum or something to that effect?
I honestly couldn't tell you. That is a proper question and a technical question. That is something that they would need to have one of the team answer. I believe it's all going to be written from the ground up. They've written everything else from the ground up, so there's no need to piggyback off anyone else, from my personal opinion. But we'll have to get that answered by one of the higher up team.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it. Who's next? Let's see. I got a question in chat. Can we get suggestions as feedback tab on the Discord so suggestions can be seen with how active the chat is? I will make a note of that and feed that back to Venno, because he's the one that kind of deals with all the channels and chats. So I will feed that one back. Marco, how are we doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for doing this. Quick question regarding V2. So once we get the new token airdrop, does long-term capital gains reset?
So this is a question that has been asked quite a lot between sort of the US holders. The understanding is that you're ultimately getting a new asset. So that would be technically a yes. However, crypto as a whole and everything's changing day by day. So you would need to see your own financial advisor to establish that with them. But just general, based off what it is doing, essentially you're getting a new asset. So yes, that should, in theory, restart that period. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't say exactly what is going to be happening, especially with me being in the UK. Our regulations are hell different.
Right on. Thanks.
No worries. One more. Any questions? Has the blockchain already begun testnet to work out any issues in advance of mainnet launch? Anything internally, I wouldn't know. I'm not a part of that team. I just get told things as they come along the line of the NDA process. So once I start to receive stuff, I make content preparing for launch. So hopefully next week, John will be back with Ryan and they'll be able to share a bit more light on V2 and then further progression from there. But any sort of blockchain questions, you pretty much looking towards sort of exchange beta and onwards, sort of any questions where they will look to answer. But that's just a time progression thing. SFM, how are we doing?
There. Quick question about the buy button. I briefly had the buy button yesterday and it went away. Does anybody have the buy button right now? I'm sorry, for BNB.
Yeah, I have it myself.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So it must be something to do with my test flight.
I know they did remove the build. I'm not too sure the exact reason, but I know the build was removed, and they're just working through the progression. So as time goes on, that should hopefully come back up for anyone that didn't get it. And then once they're ready to launch, they'll launch the full buy button to both iOS and Android.
Yeah, no problem. One other question, and I know somebody else asked about the blockchain, but I did hear some good things about what's potentially involved with the Safemoon blockchain, and I remember hearing something about Tango about 5 months ago, but I haven't really heard anything since. But will the Safemoon blockchain have any Iota technology or anything to do with Tango?
I would hope so. Personally, I love what Iota is doing and the sort of technologies that are going on within their overall developments. Like, it's just insane to go from a 2D spreadsheet to a 3D space just for anything. So it's kind of the same progression path as video games back in the day. They're all 2D and now it's all 3D. I see that as a progression path to go forward further. Potentially, could they do something better? They've got a lot of people with a lot of brain power that potentially could think something better. I don't know. We're always striving to be better, bigger and better is kind of the goal. So hopefully, yes, I would hopefully so in some way, shape, or form.
That's huge. Absolutely huge. But if I could, just one last question. I know you guys did a lot of talking about my Mooncraft, but I didn't hear, maybe I missed it. When do you expect Mooncraft to start contributing to the burn? Whether it's, a tiny amount or big amount, it doesn't matter. I mean, just what kind of date are we looking at? December?
So the guys gave a time frame of having the server operational, meaning all the game modes are available by December, towards the end of Christmas and beginning of New Year. The sort of December, January time is when they were aiming for all the games, which beyond that, then they can start creating the technology for the likes of integrating into Safemoon, and then hopefully taking those technologies further with what he was mentioning about NFTs and stuff as well. So wonderful. December onwards is when you should start seeing progression further. But like I said, the server's open now. There's a few game modes open available to test and play, and just have a bit of fun. I can't wait for Personal Prisons myself. The OG, it's not the OG, the OP prison. So.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Doing great work. Thanks.
I appreciate it. Well, that's coming up on the hour, guys. If you've got any other questions, shoot your questions to me now. If not, I will try and answer them in my DMs. And we'll try and wrap this up. It's been a nice, short, sweet, and simple sort of Mooncast this time round. We got a lot of information in terms of the progression of Safemoon, and where they're taking at least the physical gaming side of things. But it's definitely huge to see where they're taking it. A question from chat. Can we get a browser version of the Safemoon wallet so those of us with cold wallets can use any current features that allow Safemoon wallet? So if you're a Mac user, you can download the Safemoon wallet to the Mac. So yeah. Mac users have got it already, and I believe, don't quote me on this, but with with Windows 11 and the availability of APK files to run on Windows 11, I know a few people have tried. Some haven't got it to work, and some people have got that to work. So you potentially could look to install the wallet there. I'm assuming that there should be some sort of integration in the future, but that's not on the roadmap as far as I'm aware, but hopefully it will come in the future. Hang on. Any question about the exchange? I'm going to leave that one to Thomas and Hank. It's Thomas. Sorry, Thomas. Is it Thomas? Yeah, it's Thomas and John. I'll leave that to Thomas and John. Could you address which team will be converting to the next phase of the event? Well, if it's not pumpkins, then I'm going to be very sad to all you aliens and ghosts out there. You're all on the wrong side. Just calling you out. All of you picking the wrong one. I'm going to get called out now, aren't I? It's going to be a rebellion. Oh dear.
This guy off the stage.
Get you out, you ghosts. Nah, we haven't even got 1 point on the board. That's how bad it is.
Hey. Look, great work today, by the way. I think this has been a really interesting episode. It was great having a kind of interview guest style format, because we're obviously very much awarded wonderful gifts when we get John and Hound on the stage in Twitter, but it's nice to have those kinds of things shown up here. So yeah, I really enjoyed listening to it today. I was captivated all the way through, and I think the Mooncraft guys are amazing at what they're doing. Very highly skilled, but also very good at articulating what they're up to. So it was just a really great listen overall. I will be jumping in the Mooncraft server soon, just so people know. Not like soon in the next hour, but soon in the coming days. So if anyone wants to maybe hang out and go have an adventure together. I am not a good Minecraft player. I've played like once. I built some beds and lost them, and then I built some mud towers. So very much going in as a a vanilla player, I suppose, in that sense. So if anyone else is in that position and wants to all go and be terrible at the same time, maybe we could arrange something.
And if Halogen is here, is Halogen in the crowd? I don't know if he is. Halogen, are you in the crowd?
The name we dare not speak.
He's well, if he listens in, game on for OP Prisons. Just saying.
We shall stream that championship. That sounds like fun.
As soon as it launches, I'm going full out 24-hour stream because I ain't getting behind him this time. Me trying to play catch up, it took me like 3 or 4 days to reach where he'd already got to, and yeah, because he no lifed it. Just saying. So I'm gonna be no life in it too. Let's just wrap up with this last question then, since it just came in. Is there any word of partnering with other coins or tokens? There is an application form on the website. Any sort of applications can be done through the website. If you just head to safemoon.net, scroll to the very bottom, the apply form is there. It is for the wallet, it's for the exchange, it's all of it. So anything that you want to apply for can be done through that link. But nothing to mention on my behalf about partnerships or anything like that. Let's have a look. Oh, right. Well, that's been it, guys. That's Mooncast episode 10. We're going to quickly slide out the back door once again. No Venno with music today. Hopefully next week he is back and with us so we can have a more entertaining escape. But for now, I've been Katz, and thank you to Peter and Hatton for the insight into Mooncast. Mooncast? Oh, the two confusing names. Mooncraft. And we'll be tuning in next week to be shining a light on what John and Ryan and the team have to offer, hopefully with more info about V2. But for now, I've been Katz, Sanders, Mr. Adult. Slide out the back door. Appreciate it, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one, y'all. Thanks for being here.
All right, everybody. So that was the end of the Mooncast for this week, covering Mooncraft. If you guys haven't seen the videos I posted this week on Safemoon, I did do an entire series this week, almost every single day, where I covered a different topic or news around Safemoon. So feel free to check out those videos there. Let me know if you guys would like to see me continue to do that series in the future, and if it's something that you guys would like to see. Any recent news is, of course, if you didn't hear it during the Mooncast itself, that all the beta testers now have an onboarding ramp for BNB. So now you can purchase directly from BNB using MoonPay on the Safemoon app. So instead of having to go through and buy Ethereum and then going into Safemoon and then into regular Safemoon, the beta testers already have a direct fiat money all the way up into BNB and then just swapping using Safemoon swap directly for Safemoon. And eventually, instead of just using MoonPay, we will eventually have bank transfer direct as well. So all that should be coming soon. I would imagine relatively soon, considering the beta testers already have it, meaning that it's already functional to some degree. They're just going to work through the last little kinks, make sure everything is fully functional before they push that out for a final release. Thank you guys for watching this week. Happy Safemoon Sunday to you guys all, and I will catch you guys in my next video, which should be coming out relatively soon. So be watching out for that. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.